Welcome back to Wedlocked and Loaded.
Wedlocked and loaded.
You women.
Do not lump us all in one category.
So you girls, and lie and stretch the truth and try to get us jammed up.
First of all, I'm a whole ass woman, right? Think about
No
that.
disrespect.
Sounds like it to me. So why can't y'all? What is it with men that they just can't walk away?
Depends how good it is. You don't want to give that away.
Greetings, everyone. New episode of Wedlocked and Loaded. I am Daniel Laurent.
And I am Leah Nicole.
And we are back with more dialogue, more arguments, more spiciness, more love, more shut the F up.
Who be saying all of that?
Me. So.
To who?
You know, it is what it is.
To who do you be saying those things to?
To my...
Oh, you got one of those?
I got a couple.
Oh, that's what's up.
So, how has your week been, or weeks?
Time is definitely flying. I don't know. I'm here, so I guess I'm happy about that.
Can you sound more excited?
I don't feel like I don't sound excited.
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's almost that time to send the boy child back to school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for him about that, although this process is a process within a process because of the process of the process. But overall things are shaking and moving, and you know, the folks that we raised are doing things, and that's all. You know, I'm here.
Chase Louise. Well,
let me just say they're doing things on the positive side, right? And with that said, okay, I guess you can go first. Go ahead. How's things been going for you?
That's not me going first.
No. I'm saying going first before I switch the subject.
Before you go into your tangent.
Just how are you?
Good. I think I don't know. I'm trying to be mindful of, bandwidth and taking on things, and the more little things you take on, just the bigger of a demand it ends up becoming. And so I'm trying to be a little mindful of that. But also at the same token, practicing more healthy boundaries and just protecting my peace a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
how's that going for you?
It's good.
Good.
I think it's interesting, man. I had a conversation with a friend of mine yesterday for an idea that I had, a project.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just talking, and it's what I've always said, but just hearing it from someone else, like, just a lot of people are unwell.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just in just wild times and sad times and scary times of people are just, it's tough. And there has to be a certain level of empathy and compassion, but then to what extent? Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's not a endless well. Everyone has their point. And so I'm just really embracing the ecosystem of light that's around me or that I have contact with. I'm so appreciative, and I'm so fortunate. You know what I'm saying?
You are so fortunate to have me in your life.
The fuck out
and being that light that you so eloquently speak of.
You believe that you're a light to me?
I am a light to you.
A what now?
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
You're gonna tell me I'm not?
Well, what I was speaking of, it didn't include you in this particular...
Of course it did.
that's like a Kanye thing to do.
I mean,
You realize that? I was literally like talking to, and I could have like slid you in. I
I
would have
don't.
gave you
But
your
you like to slide in, don't you?
Jesus.
Anyway, go ahead.
Go on, Leah.
Go ahead.
No.
Speak about the light, baby. Keep talking about me.
No. I said my piece.
Well, I'm glad that you found some me. I'm glad that you found me. No, just kidding. I am glad that
I did find you right behind the dumpster in back of English High.
Yeah. You too busy back there looking for somebody else, huh?
No,
while I was tossing them in the dumpster.
That's not what she was gonna say.
Yes, it
and
is.
that sounds crazy.
Listen.
You was tossing them.
Nah.
Yeah.
Bet your bottom dollar I wasn't.
I mean, there's ways to prove this, Leah.
And I bet you can't.
No, they're still alive.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
And I bet you can't.
So do you want me?
Because the same way I didn't give you none, there was plenty that didn't get any.
Yeah, and there were plenty that didn't get any, and there was some that did. And so there's some that did are still living.
There was a few.
And I can ask them if I happen to track them down.
I got their phone numbers, all of them. I'm still in contact with each and every one of them.
You call them live, not on the show, but you call them live. I'm not in the mood for that.
Oh, okay.
Like it's been a decent day.
Yeah.
And I'm just not really interested.
Yeah.
But I don't like that you are a revisionist and you like
baby, that is you.
You know
I know what my
it's like
I know
January 6th was a field trip. You're one of those.
Oh, give me a break, William.
And so, you know what I mean? All the slapping up, flip it, rub it downs. Like you like to change that. No. I was a church girl. I went to Sunday service.
I mean, I did do that too, right? However, I don't go around boasting that I was a church girl.
Yeah.
But I was selective as fuck.
Yeah.
You know, everybody had a purpose.
The altar boys.
No, not until I was an adult.
God bless, Leah.
Yeah, he did.
Say your piece,
yeah.
Because I did not come home for this.
No, I know what you came home for. But
go on.
Now I forgot what I was going to talk about. Yeah, I did. Oh my goodness.
Because you just what I'm going to talk about because clearly you're yawning and carrying on with stuff. What I
go ahead.
You remember now?
Probably this is not even what I was initially going to talk about, but do you believe that like everyone has most people have a type, right? What do you think, what would you consider your type to be?
Sluts.
Oh wow.
I think and
not necessarily like the physical appearance, but you can speak on that as well. But I'm just saying, like, what?
My dad said I liked yellow girls.
Yeah, I mean, well,
but that's that's not necessarily true.
It's not necessarily untrue, right? But I'm not talking about color. I'm talking about just the person.
Thick girls.
You said thick girls?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you care to elaborate? I'm not talking about I don't want you to elaborate on how thick or where the thickness is or none of those things. I'm just saying, like, speak a little bit more about, the type of people that you are attracted to versus the type of people that are attracted to you.
I think it's actually a decent balance.
Really?
Yeah. I've had some interesting folks in a sense, but like there's a lot that I can admit that I'm ignorant to and that I don't necessarily know. And like if I was to go on like a quiz show or something like that, like it would be a certain level of embarrassment for me.
Okay.
And so with that being said, I'm aware of that and I don't necessarily want to you know, like Tiffany Cross, I think, right? I think she's really smart. And I think she sometimes can speak as so where maybe it might be a little over someone's head. And I don't know if she is intentional about dialing that back.
Mm-hmm.
Versus like Mark Lamont Hill, who's smart also, but he has a way of like talking for everyone to be able to understand it. Right. Now, what?
Well, according to Flip,
Yeah.
most times, right?
You use words. Yeah. But I say that to say, like, I love being able to have a conversation about different things, and there's challenges, and there's you know, ebbs and flows, and stimulating conversation.
Okay,
Like,
so
I don't want to talk to someone where it's like, yeah, and then I say, like, you know, well, you're speaking of hyperbole. What does that mean?
right,
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I just don't have the tolerance for that.
You like a conversationalist, who
Who can
has
think?
um
Like, I like thinkers. You know what I'm saying? And
some intellect,
yeah,
you know.
fun,
Mm-hmm.
like, not prude.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, if we happen to be driving and Applebee's is there, and we go into Applebee's, grab something, and then, don't you got to use the bathroom? No. You sure? Wink, wink. And then you go in Applebee's bathroom.
So
Just be,
sluts, like you said. Okay.
I mean,
Anyway, go ahead.
so yeah.
Shout out to all my Applebee girls. I'm not saying that y'all are sluts or nothing. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
Applebee's. That's fire, yo. Applebee's.
Anyway,
Think
so
about that.
you're saying you are attracted
That's
to
fire.
someone who can stimulate your mind with conversation, someone who is a stimulant to look at, right? Who like, well, you didn't really talk much about looks, so let me
I
not
don't
put
like
words in it.
dogs.
Wow.
And I think that there's, you know, like the person I said looks like Shrek. Like, to me, there's no, like there's no way I would get hard for that
All
at
right,
all.
my God.
You know what I mean?
All right, let's bring it back
No,
and
no,
let
no.
no. Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
literally just said
Whoa,
physical.
whoa. What I'm saying is let's bring it back and let's go back through your list, right? Because you spent a lot of time like beating around the bush trying to say you like someone who can have a great conversation with you and who can stimulate your mind with words, right? And challenge you. I think those are great attributes for anyone to have.
Yeah.
And you did some comparison between Mark Lamont Hill and Tiffany Cross.
Mark, not Mac.
I didn't say. Okay.
Play it back so you can hear it. Nice. Finally came out.
It didn't come out. What I almost, my mouth was just a little bit wet, so I had to catch it.
Jesus Christ, Leah.
But anyway,
What are we doing now?
well, we're having a conversation about. Okay, so do you feel like you attract the same type of people that you're attracted to?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
You've never. Okay.
I didn't say never, always, but I think I
No.
do.
You think
Like,
you do?
overall, like, yeah, I think, yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, I don't know for the most for me, I don't know that I necessarily have uh mm, I would say that I
You have
definitely
a type. You don't like pus colored.
wow, Daniel. Jesus. No, I definitely I've dated um I've dated some really chocolate people. Um
This sounds stupid, yeah.
Well, no. I'm saying I've dated some richly melanated guys,
That
and there was some that
were challenged.
weren't melanated,
Adjacent.
adjacent-ish.
But that's not your preference.
No, I mean, we spoke about this before. Like,
You like Idris Elba.
if you, for certain, if you
don't like Drake.
If you were if you were if you were lighter than me, then like, you know, you had to have you had to have a reason as to why, just in terms of like your ethnicity. But anyway, I definitely like somebody that I can have a great conversation with. I too am like someone, like, you know, like I want you to stimulate my mind. I want to find you. I want to be intrigued by you. But also kind of feel like this sounds like an ad, but it's really not an ad for either one of us. Also, like, I like someone who has a good sense of humor, someone that can make me laugh and laughs at my jokes. Not like, and I don't feel like I'm a, you know, a comedian or a jokester for real, but like, I tend to say some funny things from time to time. I like someone that smells good and has good hygiene. But I also like a go-getter, right? Like someone who sets goals and, you know, is goal oriented, but also knows how to have a good time, you know, like they're not just stuck on that path. But also anyway, I say this to say, for me, I don't know. I feel like I attract all types. And by that I mean I can attract the same way the same way that I attract people who want to take care of me. I also attract those who want me to take care of them. And this was kind of like a roundabout way of getting here. But like I was with excuse me, I was having a conversation with a couple of people, and you know, I definitely tend to ask a lot of questions, and sometimes I'm very surprised by the answers. And within this conversation, like, you know, you see somebody who seems very, very, very grounded, great head on their shoulder, you know, has a plan, and they just seem like they have their life together, right? And overall they do, right? They have it together, because I think overall most of us have it together, right? There's just some hiccups in between. But you know, they were telling me about their mate. You know, I tend to ask, oh, like, how did you meet your person? You know? And so I was very shocked that, you know, their former mate, was an addict. We'll say an alcoholic, right? Their former mate was an alcoholic. Okay, they finally left that situation, and you know, they got into a new situation. And later down the line, you know, it was discovered that this new mate was also an alcoholic. However, the alcoholism showed up in a different way. right? Almost like it was almost invisible, right? I guess you would call it like functioning, where, on a day-to-day basis, you wouldn't know that this person had a substance problem, you know? To find out that it wasn't only um alcohol, like they, dibbled and dabbled in other substances. And when I started thinking about like the conversation, and this is why I was asking like what you feel like you're attracted to, and are you attracted, are those the same types that are attracted to you? Like I started kind of thinking like, what are the odds of what are the odds of your two longest relationships where both of them, you know, had some type of substance abuse problem. Like what is and I kind of like swap places, and this is like, like what would it be in me that would make me gravitate towards, or them gravitate towards me? You know what I mean?
Mm. Um, I mean, can't that be applied to the same thing of abuse? Like if you're with a
Of
person and then
course.
the
Of
next person.
course. And it comes in a different way. And I feel like we talked about that like a couple of days ago. And it was funny because, like um I spoke about I spoke about my experience just a little bit, right? Whereas, being 12 and being, locker being broken into, to, where my coat was taken so that I would have to ride the school bus and go to the people's house, and, you know, um, whereas, okay, they're taking my coat so that they can manipulate me to come to their house, right? When I said I didn't want to. Whereas, like, maybe a year later, 13, 14 ish, maybe I was 13 going on. I was 13. I was 13. I would have been 14 in a couple of months. But, whereas now I'm at my boyfriend's house. Y'all can't see me do my air quotes. I'm at my boyfriend's house and I'm saying, okay, I'm going home. Um, and then to being locked in to the house, to the room, right? Obviously, one can say like those two things, like they can question what the difference between the two is,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the reality is that for certain, like, it was definitely abuse of power, so to speak, right? um I mean, one can say, oh well, you weren't abused because, you know in that scenario nobody put their hands on you.
Hmm.
Well, you're making me do something against my will.
That's where I think.
And I don't so and I guess terms of like law of attraction, right? Like, I'm curious to know. I would love to have a conversation about this particular thing with those people. Just to see. I mean, part of it was kids, being kids and not really knowing how
Well,
to
what people
the people that would,
in your past?
yeah.
Oh,
Like I never revisited those conversations, and I definitely was, friendly with them, years later. You know what I'm saying? Um, but it was never talked about.
I think. As I said the other day when we was out, and there was just a sense of like just guys in general being just interesting. And you know, it's an intentional quest to be on like a journey of unlearning and aspirations for betterment.
Mhm.
And it's just not a journey that everyone's on,
Mhm.
and I think with the alcoholism, or addict, I think more people are addicts than not.
Mhm.
And we can move the goalposts for whatever we want to move the goalposts for.
Sure.
And so, you know, regardless of whatever it is, I think this more people are because I think it's a matter of coping. And some people, they lean more towards religion and they become super, I think that comes from something. I don't think that's necessarily being radicalized. I think it can
Sure.
grow into that, but I think it comes from like, yo, I need this. Like, I really, really need this. And so whether it's that, whether it's a bottle,
Mhm.
whether it's a smoke, whether it's a sniff,
Mm.
whether it's a pill,
Mhm. Mhm.
like it all, and I think like that type of behavior starts really, really young, and it's just looked at differently and it's not acknowledged. And then as you get older, like, what's somebody going to tell you now? You going to tell me to stop? And I just like, it's interesting. I mean, I thinking about me,
Mhm.
um, yes, you definitely have like some hard lines and some things you wouldn't tolerate, but I would think that you could be with somebody that had like a habit or fix on something. And so
Really?
whether it maybe not cigarettes, right? Because that smells and like that's just
Mhm.
kind of a
Mhm.
deal
Mhm.
breaker.
Mhm.
Maybe it's not a super pothead stoner, you know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
maybe it's somebody that, I don't know. Maybe like I
So,
like
yeah.
I that's not out the realm for me to see you.
Oh, well, it is now, right?
It's now out the realm.
It is, right? And I'll say, like, I feel like, um, specifically, again, I'm kind of dating myself, but like specifically like back in high school, and even like
Like 72.
colleges, I'm just gonna ignore you. Even early colleges, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody around me smoked. And I was literally like the only one out of all of my friend groups that didn't. And, the dudes that I dated definitely did. And it wasn't a big deal to me back then, but I also wasn't feeling like those people were actually gonna like come with me on my journey
They were just there
in
for a
terms of
moment.
the people that I was dating.
Mm.
Yeah, it wasn't so, but like if I was to be serious with somebody right now, other than you, after you, in between you, I don't know.
A what now?
Um I'm not certain that I don't know if that's something that I guess it depends on how it's done. I'll say that. If it's something where you gotta wake and bake, and like the only way you can do anything is if you wake and bake, and you just stuck. If you just stuck, then no, it's not gonna work. But if you do it and nobody really knows that you do it, and you moving and shaking, and weed would be like top top tier.
What
Like
if
that's
they
as far as I will
what if
go.
they got a vice for cigars, or they got a vice for hookah?
Uh, like if it's like a everyday type thing, no. But like if it's a social thing, I
But
feel
you
like
can
I
make
can.
social every day or every other day.
No. That's not social.
Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
That's not social.
No?
No. Social to me is like, now you can make it a once a week thing and it can be considered social. Where like, oh, I'm going to the cigar lounge, I'm going to the hookah lounge, I'm going to have brunch and they got hookah there, so I'm gonna have brunch and hookah. But like if it's a daily thing, no, I can't. I can't. And it's like so the sole focus of their life. No, I can't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm in agreement. Like I don't have the tolerance for it. It's a non-negotiable, and I'm not even really interested in
But you
entertaining
sitting
it.
up here talking like you on the market. You on the market?
What are you talking about?
It's a non-negotiable. I
What did I say
can't.
that's any different than what the fuck you're talking about?
Wow,
You
why you
said
coming
after
at me
me.
like
You said after,
this?
in between, and all that stuff. All I
I'm
said was it's a
saying if
non-negotiable.
this was the case.
Yeah.
That's all.
I don't need to say so many words. I got right to it and said it's a non-negotiable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But you making it seem like it's the case, like it's the possibility.
Oh my god, look at
There's
tomato,
a possibility.
tomato, yeah.
I'm telling you right now. No, I won't. Let me not say that
You
out
gonna
loud.
haunt me?
No.
You was gonna say you haunt me if you die?
No.
What are you
I
gonna
wasn't
say?
even talking. Boy, what are you talking about?
What was you gonna say?
It don't matter.
You're never leaving? You're not going nowhere?
Um,
I can't get rid of you like gum on my shoe?
but see, that's the thing, because you can. You can get rid of gum off the bottom of
Eventually.
your shoe.
There'll always be a remnant of it.
Well, there's always going to be a remnant of me.
Fortunately, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I know. Oh,
But
God bless.
he did bless you.
Leah, what about you? Do you feel fucking blessed? God, yo.
Of course I do.
All right.
I tell you that every day.
You don't actually.
I do tell you that every day.
You told me that today?
Not yet.
All right.
I was going to tell you later.
Night's still young.
Yeah, I was going to tell you a little bit later.
I won't hold you to it.
Yeah.
All right. So your topic is what?
So.
Ridiculous.
Cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you believe that?
Leah.
What?
Listen.
What?
Say your topic. Say where you got it from or what the point of this is, and introduce it. Oh. Don't say cheating. Why do you? Because I don't even know what you're talking about.
You don't know where I'm at?
No.
You don't know where I'm going?
So don't put that on me.
Oh, I wasn't putting it on you.
Just just say it and let's unpack it. So anyway, such a weirdo, yeah.
Sometimes I can be. I came across this. I came across a post, and it really everything has me thinking. And the post, the question that was posed on this post was, what really happens to couples who stay together after cheating? I know for me, early on, it was like, oh, I ain't staying with nobody that's cheated on me and blah, blah, blah. Right?
Early on, like in high school or after high school?
High school, after high school. Like, I would even say up until probably like the mid 2000s. Right? It was just like, I'm not dealing with no cheater. Part of it was because, more so for me, it was like, yo, if you cheated on me, then you've breached the trust. And if I can't trust you, then I don't want to be with you. If I can't trust you, you know, I don't want to make myself crazy trying to figure out what you are doing or have been doing or thinking about doing. Like I don't want to drive myself crazy with that. So I'd rather not be with someone who chose to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But then I would say, and I'm not saying that you did physically because I have no proof of that, but it would, like, I would say, you know, I've definitely been, I've definitely like was the one who had cheated, and I feel like we both did cheated emotionally, right? Which then kind of had me like thinking. Now the emotional cheating, I think, you know, part of it for men, it's like I feel like it's a ego thing, right? Their ego is being stroked. For women specifically, the emotional cheating is the emotional part. It's what is lacking within that relationship that they're getting, and it's not about um I don't believe it's ego for women. But I would say, you know, when I started thinking about, and I'm going to use us, when I started thinking about you and I and how much time like was invested, I'm like, I live a pretty decent life. Like, I ain't fucking going nowhere. Like, I'm not going nowhere. For what? For what?
Even if they're side babies?
Now, we definitely would have conversation.
If there was a side baby?
Listen, that's your business.
What do you mean?
That's your business.
You gonna help raise it?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
That's your business.
Yeah. As my wife, if
Who says that I am?
what? As my wife.
Will you be willing to accept a side baby?
No, because that's different. Because
Why?
then I got to go through, like, am I going to be in the delivery room with you?
Absolutely, as my husband.
No, that's not.
It's technically going to be your baby because you're my husband.
No, it's different.
No, it's not.
As a side, listen, as my wife, if I was to have a side baby, you are obligated to help me raise on the times that I see that child.
No, that's your business.
You took a vow
So
to
then,
help
so then it goes
cover the family.
So then it goes both ways.
No, because I'm literally going through the motion. Like going through the motions with a love baby is
A love baby is crazy.
What do you mean it's crazy?
Okay, what you talking about when you say love baby? What you mean?
Like a love baby, like me and you having a baby.
Oh.
And so, like, you know, I'm holding your stomach, kissing your stomach, like I'm feeling the first kick and all that type of shit. Like, not fucking holding your stomach while another nigga's baby's kicking you.
Why
Are you kidding
not?
me? No way.
It's your baby.
No way,
It's
Leah.
your baby.
Leah, I would skeet all in and go as far as I can go to try to poke the head.
Boy, bye.
And just like go above and beyond,
It's
turning and flipping you around, having you hang over the bed, shaking you up and down. Like I would just do all the stuff.
That sounds like murderer.
Well, I mean,
but it would be your baby as my husband.
I don't like that.
Because that's just what the law says.
No, that's not true.
It's very true.
If you get pregnant by another man while we're married,
it is your baby.
If I sign the birth certificate, I'm acknowledging. That's not true, Leah.
It's your baby. Look it up.
I don't think that's true.
It's your baby.
Let me see. How can I look that up? Can I just ask, let's see, in mass, if married and
wife.
This isn't real. Let's see. Cheats.
and gets
Yes.
impregnated. Who the baby daddy? Who the baby daddy if liable is crazy? Tell the people what to
Yes.
say,
Under
man.
Massachusetts law, a husband is initially presumed to be the legal father and can be held liable for child born during the marriage. But this legal responsibility can be avoided or removed by taking specific legal steps to challenge parentage. Ugh. So you mean to tell me? Ugh. Ugh.
Presumption of paternity is what it's called.
Ugh. See, that's why you girls always have the upper hand, and it's just gross. And so that's why I don't want to hear your cries and your woes and all your dumb shit. You always have the upper hand for this very reason. That's insanity, yo. It's absolutely insanity.
Well, why would it be any other way? You're my husband.
Leah. All right.
Daniel.
Okay. All right. God bless.
So anyway, what do you feel like? Well, you've told me that you wouldn't leave me if I cheated on you.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you shouted that from the rooftop for years.
Really?
Now you don't remember.
I don't know if I shouted that from the rooftop.
Oh yeah. You definitely did.
I think that, we just listened to the thing with K Michelle. I think the problem is I'm all for sharing because I feel like
Whoa, what?
I'm all for sharing experiences and stories and practices because other people can learn from it or be inspired by it or be repulsed by it and know what not to do and all those things.
Uh-huh.
But I think that when it comes to certain things that are hot topic, hot button issues, it's just best to just leave it in your own kind of ecosystem and let it be what it is. And so, on its face, if someone cheats in a relationship, that's a breaking of the covenant. That's a, what I'm saying? It like, yeah, that's it, right? Until you're in that. And what does that look like?
Of
And
course.
then you can start justifying it, moving the goalposts. Well, I've been in school getting my law degree, and I haven't been home, and I know that he has needs, and I blah blah. So you can start moving the goalposts with all that stuff. Or I haven't been a great husband to her, and I know that I haven't been
Well,
doing
that's
date
not moving the
nights.
goalposts, right? Like
No,
those
but
are like
you're.
realities.
It's not.
So these are very specific reasons that people decide to do what they do. Some people, again, I believe that it definitely starts emotionally, right? But there is a lack. There's a lack of something, and that's why I say I feel like for the most part, this is just my opinion. Like I feel like men cheat just to have their ego stroked, right? Women can cheat for the same reason, but there are times when, and by cheating I just mean like making that connection. I don't even mean the physical. So making that connection, just having someone to talk to, like someone that is like being attentive. Like I think it feels good across the board. That's not a man or a woman thing, but I think for women, they don't have to go any further than that. Where for the most, I assume, this is what I believe, that for men, the goal is to definitely go further. That's what it starts with. Oh, if I could hit that, I'm definitely hitting that. You know? But, so according to the post, the first thing, it talks about is this is societal aspects. And it says society often treats cheating as the automatic end of a relationship, But the reality is, it is more complicated, which, obviously we do know that, right? Like, based on the relationship, if, you know, someone's the breadwinner and someone is without a job, and they live together, the funds are, they're being taken care of, like, that person cheats, like, okay, you could say I quit you, but then it's like, kind of like, well, where do you go?
Mm.
Right? And so some people stay together out of convenience or out of necessity. And then some people just feel like cheating is not the end all be all, like our girl K Michelle.
Mm.
But
It's everyone. I think that it's more. It definitely could hurt
sure,
internally, and it makes you feel away, and it breaks something.
sure, it should.
I think it definitely
If you
breaks
if
something.
you really
It
are
just shows how
with
it
into this person, like, if you love this person for certain, right? But if you don't care,
yeah.
it's
Well,
not
we're
really.
not talking about those. We're talking about like if
Mhm.
so it breaks something and fractures something for sure.
Mhm.
But I think the shame is what more so is what does it.
The shame for who? The shame for the cheater or the cheated on?
The cheated on.
The shame. You think they should? So it says
I
that,
think it's a shame of like,
meaning embarrassment.
yeah.
Um, some couples break up immediately while others stay together and eventually build a stronger relationship. The difference isn't whether cheating happened, it's what both people choose to do afterward. Do you agree with that statement?
Yeah, both. I think typically the onus is on the person that does, and there's no work, and it's different work, but it
Mm-hmm.
should be work on both parts.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad you
And
said that. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
um I think oftentimes it's easy to just feel like it's one-sided and one person needs to do the work,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's where the imbalance comes in, and that's where the resentment comes in of like, yo, like, I've been trying to do this and I've been proving to you that I'm here for you, and you're the one for me, and it's that and the third, and the other person hasn't been doing anything. And you know
So it says trust doesn't return because of promises or apologies. It comes back through hundreds of small, consistent actions repeated over time. And so, yes, a person can feel like they're the one, oh, I said sorry. Oh, I said I'll never do it again. Right? And, maybe they'll send flowers on Monday and then it doesn't happen again for 5 months. Right? Like, none of those actions will ever erase that feeling of betrayal, right? But I do believe it is how you move forward from that. And I feel like when we had our thing where it was just like, I don't know, I know for me, like, I felt like, oh, you know, it was a lot. It was a lot to, like, um and I just remember returning home from a trip, and then, like, there's just this flowers everywhere, just flowers, 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 flowers. And I felt like, you were, I felt like I didn't have any breathing room. And it's not a terrible thing, but for me in that moment, it just didn't work. Right. And I remember, like, you feeling like, well, I'm trying. And it's like, yeah, you are. But so what? Like, so what?
that's crazy.
So what, in the sense of, So what, in the sense
What was
of
that?
you're doing things that like make you feel good in the moment. And now you're upset because the actions that you are taking don't feel good to me, you know? And then then it's like, oh, well, how long do I have to keep hearing about, how many times do I have to keep it? Not you saying this, but like, this is something that is generally like felt, heard, and said. How long do I, like, how many times do I have to keep saying sorry?
Mhm.
How many times you gonna keep bringing this up? Like, we talked about this already. We dealt with it already. No, we discussed it. But we haven't, well, we talked about it, but we haven't discussed it, you know? Um, in regards to the post, and regarding the trust and the consistent actions and that are repeated over time, it says transparency, honesty, emotional availability, and patience matter far more than dramatic declarations of love. And I think people don't really have, people don't really, again, they look at the action that they're doing just in terms of the flowers, the calling 20 times a day, I love you. It's like, no, motherfucker, that's not going to change the way that hurt that I felt, you know? So the third thing it says is the hardest part isn't forgiving, it's living with uncertainty.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I think it's um I think it puts things in a different perspective. It could put things in different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, just everyone has their non-negotiables, I guess. And
Mm-hmm.
so for some people, and it might sound crazy, like, to for someone to hit you may not be a non-negotiable for you.
Mm-hmm.
But for a person to, sleep with somebody else is a deal breaker.
Mm-hmm.
For somebody to sleep with someone, like what K Michelle said, and then, you're paying their bills, that's a deal breaker.
Also, if the brokey cheated,
It's not a matter of
I'm
broking.
saying, so whose bills is being paid? The person that cheated or the person
The
doing it?
person that the person that cheated on you, the person that they're cheating with, they're also paying their bills.
Oh, ain't enough money for both of us.
And so that's for her, she's like, yo, you're taking money out the house. And so for her, that's a deal breaker. But for
Sure.
other people, it's like, what?
Well, she also said something that was very important where she was saying like she doesn't equate sex with love.
Divorce my husband or do anything because of some cheating or a woman or some vagina. That's just not me.
Mm-hmm.
I've been through too much in life.
Mm-hmm.
So when I made that statement, it drove women crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, long as he ain't paying no bill. But I don't go through phones.
Okay.
I don't question DMs.
What now? Explain it.
I don't. Like,
So he can do what he want to do. You just don't want to find out.
I don't want to let him hear that.
Okay. So whisper. You can do it. Just okay.
I don't deal in that. Like sex and things, I don't equate that to love.
Yeah. Guys have said that forever, and you women never hear us. We've always said that.
Okay, I don't know about you women, but
It's true.
anyway,
Leah.
the hardest part isn't
I
forgiving.
say the fucking lyric all the time that you say, get the fuck out of here. I was just fucking them girls. I was going to get right back. That's literally the equivalent of that's not love. Literally.
Right. Sure.
It's literally the same thing.
It's not. Let me tell you why it's not. And it's not that particular piece of the line that I have a problem with. It's the idea of I'm your fucking placeholder.
No.
Get the fuck out of here.
No. That's not what it's saying, yo.
I was just smashing those girls.
Leah.
I was gonna get right back.
Yeah.
So
That's
you're
not calling
putting
you
me.
a placeholder.
Of course it is.
No, it's
Why
not.
you say why?
Leah.
Let me tell you why it's calling me a placeholder.
Why you're calling yourself a placeholder?
No,
that's
why
not what
you're
that's
looking
doing.
at me as a placeholder. If we are together, we're together. But if we're together and you're still outside shaking and moving and grooving and busting bitches down, and the idea is that the things that I'm doing over here is not a big deal because she's always going to be right there waiting for me.
No, she matters more. This is just
How?
extracurricular.
How does she matter more
Easily.
if you are not taking into
K.
consideration?
Michelle just said it.
How does she matter more if you are not taking into consideration
You're assuming
her
that.
feelings?
You're assuming that.
You can't be taken into consideration
Not
of
bringing them
her
to
feelings.
your house and to your bed. Not fucking your friends. Not fucking somebody you work with. That's all taken into consideration. Now, when
But you
you're
still
not
fucking.
doing those things,
But you still fucking.
Leah, when
and
you're,
the expectancy.
Leah, when you're not doing those things, then that's a different level, and I'm not speaking to that.
You are
But
still.
what I will tell you is, you literally, we started this whole little piece of the show with saying K. Michelle says she doesn't equate sex with love, and I said, yeah, that's what guys have been saying forever. It's the same thing coming from a woman's mouth.
I'm not
literally.
Listen.
And so I don't know why.
Whoa.
There are some people who feel this way. I don't know why you choose to
here's
not
what I'm saying.
understand.
It's not that I don't understand.
It's like when I say, like, for the most part, women don't necessarily just go around fucking anybody. There are women that do it, for sure.
For certain.
But if we want to go by majority of men or majority of women, I would think majority of women don't just randomly go around fucking everybody.
So this is what I was saying. And this is what I was saying.
And there's reasons for
this
it.
is what I was saying earlier. For some women, most women, having that emotional connection is all that they need.
Yes.
They don't need to go any further.
Yeah.
For men, they want to be physical.
It's a feeling.
They want to be physical.
Yeah. Y'all can read Zane novels. We want to watch porn.
Well,
it's okay. Both of them are okay.
For certain.
I don't judge one over the other.
Sure.
It is what it is.
I like to do both, to be honest, but
and that's why I love you. Good for you.
You know, but I also enjoy my imagination, and I think that's where reading comes in, right? Like I can be a million characters, and I can be a character in every book that I read.
Yeah, that's where you are different,
right? But
come on, yo, go to bed. See, you're up fucking around all day, and now when it's time to.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, the hardest part isn't forgiving; it's living with uncertainty. Even after months, a simple late reply, a change to routine, or unexpected notification can trigger old fears. Rebuilding safety means understanding these reactions instead of dismissing them.
You waiting for my reply?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've already said enough.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go to the fourth one. It says many relationships that survive infidelity don't go back to what they were before. They become something entirely different.
Sure. You have to embrace that, though. If you still want the old thing, then you're just gonna have
You ain't getting that back. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's hard for me to
Why?
I
sorry.
can't, because you're a fucking, I just don't understand.
Look at the way you're talking to me. It's crazy.
I don't understand. What is it? Huh? You on that stuff?
Anyway.
Jesus, show. Anyway, I think when you try to, have the old, it's not gonna work that way. So you have to embrace the new and what it's gonna evolve to, and be a active participant in the shaping of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. I mean, there are people that say that actually makes it stronger.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. So it says old communication patterns often disappear. Uncomfortable conversations become more honest, and both partners are forced to confront issues that they've ignored for years. I feel like I feel like cheating, and I'm not saying that it's okay, right? And it definitely depends on, I mean, and there's levels to cheating, obviously, right? Um for some, I can understand and see how it can make the relationship stronger and better, right? Like we're talking about, you know, change, how cheating changes relationships, like, or infidelity changes relationships. It's like, for me, I feel like it changes everybody involved, the one who's being cheated on and the one who's doing the cheating. um and sometimes I feel like the fear of losing someone that you feel like you love or express to love, like, can change that too. It's the fear of it all. Yay, nay, thoughts?
yeah, make a statement
I
and then
made the
just,
statement and I'm asking you, what are
but
your
like, don't
thoughts?
end it and say like thoughts.
Well,
Like,
hurry up and say something.
no, like I agree, and I don't really have anything to say. I've already said my piece before you said that,
All right.
so I don't need to
So,
respond again.
staying together isn't always strength, and leaving isn't always failure. And I feel like
Sure.
a lot of people get stuck on that.
Yeah.
The healthiest outcome depends on accountability, mutual effort, genuine change, and whether both people are willing to rebuild instead of pretending that nothing never happened.
Yeah.
That happens a lot too.
You have to feel it and sit in it, yeah. And so there's no easy buttons. And I've been saying this to someone recently, like, there's no easy button. So sit in it, feel your feels, cry, get angry, get inspired, cry again, right? And like, sit in it. I think, again, back to the beginning of this thing, as far as like addictive behavior and addicts and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people can't cope and
Mm-hmm.
can't deal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it bothers me that there's so many. Like, life is hard. You're going to have family die, close friends. You're going to have illnesses. You're going to have ailments. You know, you're going to save up to buy your car. And then the moment you drive off the lot, somebody's going to fucking T-bone you. Like, life is hard.
Sure.
And if you can't deal, you're going to have a really hard time. And I just think that I feel like it's gotten worse with like us as parents, and like our kid, not our our kids too, to a degree,
Mm-hmm.
but like our generation, our parenting, I don't really think did these kids any favors.
Mm.
And I think that we were probably the last of the Mohicans of being able to like deal, you know? And it doesn't mean that it was healthy and positive, right? I think there's definitely a balance. I think that we are also the first generation to um have the luxury to be in therapy,
Mm.
you know? And our kids, they're the first generation of having the luxury of like, oh, I'm taking a mental health day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, our parents, what the fuck does that mean?
Right.
You know? Um, but people have to deal. And again, talking to my friend last night about just a bunch of different things, I asked him, like, when he gets into disagreements with his wife, does he let his daughters like see the full thing play out?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, there's certain conversations that's, adult conversation, but like, something recently where they just went on a trip, and one of his daughters was like, "Is everything okay?" And he was like, "Your mother's getting on my nerves, and I'm getting on hers."
It'd be that simple sometimes.
And like they stated it, put it out there, and then they eventually, got past it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's important for him to show like a healthy relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, likewise, I think that's one of the things that I think just hopefully that sets in, because we can't control who the kids fall in love with, who they're attracted to, and any of those things. But like, my mom doesn't get treated like that.
Sure.
Or my dad doesn't get treated like that. Or my dad probably wouldn't accept that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the best you can do.
Yeah.
And just hope for the best. So
I think. Do you remember when we used to have like the quiet arguments?
mm-hmm.
Like, I think the next time we sit down, we're gonna have a conversation with the kids, because I'm curious to know if they like
heard it.
If they heard it, because them quiet arguments used to be something, boy. And it's like, what are we doing? And I think the idea was like, okay, not because we want to pretend that we are perfect, but we don't want to highlight these ugly parts,
Yeah.
And I think that it's very important for if you feel like you are in a healthy relationship, right? Like, everything is not always going to be peaches and cream, right? You're going to have some disagreements, because it's just a natural thing. But if you feel like your relationship is a healthy relationship and you do have children, I think it's very important to. Now, should they be exposed to all of the things? No. There should be some boundaries, but it's very important for there to be a balanced relationship shown, right? Because otherwise you're just creating some fairy tale that is like unrealistic, and you're just setting them up for failure when it comes to their own relationships. My opinion.
I agree. Well, I think you have taken up the majority of the time, and so the stuff that I was going to talk about, we can table.
Okay.
Because you wanted to advertise yourself on the market, and
I definitely
say what you like to do, and long walks, and your favorite colors, and you're selling yourself on a show in front of your husband, which is just really disrespectful. So just want to let you know that publicly. So anyway, on that note, we will see you all next Wednesday, same bat time, same bat channel. As always, like, subscribe, share, and tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure that you reach out, ask questions, suggest topics. And we are going to probably load up a little bit on guests, because I think there's just very interesting perspectives that we have been gathering lately.
Oh yeah.
It's funny, like, we'll be just genuinely talking and people will be like, this ain't the fucking podcast. Like, so anyway, as always, appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. You know what it is. Wedlocked and loaded. Yeah.
We're locked and loaded.
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing. You get me?
Wedlocked and loaded.
Wedlocked and loaded.